Hey, Brian from Garage Mahal. Today we are working on a Chevy Cobalt and doing the notorious control arms. And what I mean by that, let me just make sure I got my camera angle good. And what I mean by that is that there is a section in here that is a absolute nightmare. And what it is hopefully I can get a good view on it so you can take a look. But on this passenger side, hopefully you can see up there. Let me get the camera one more time, make sure we got that angle good. So, if you can kind of see back there, I don't know if I can get the right angle on it, but there is a cage up there that holds it's a square washer and a nut. And what they do is they tack weld that cage up here in the body and it spins. That one's all torn up. It looks like they probably replaced it before. I'm not doing this one today because, one, I don't have a replacement bolt for it. We have to basically grind that completely out. But we are going to be doing the driver's side, which I've already checked. Everything seems like it's on the loose side. Main thing you want to do is you want to lube up right here so you can get that separated. Make sure everything's lubed up nice. And these bolts up here. You got one on either side. Okay, and then you got this one. And then squeeze up here. Make sure that you're getting plenty of lubricant up onto and between that to get this bolt out so we can pry that whole piece out when we get there. And make sure you got a pry bar handy, because you are definitely going to need it to get the control arm out. But okay, so let's get this big bolt out first. And I recommend doing this by hand first, just to break it. And you're probably going to need a breaker bar. So I'll do it by hand because, all right, see, I loosened that up before, so that one's coming out pretty good. So we'll put this my electric wrench on here to pull this out. Okay, normally they don't come out that easy. Usually a nightmare, but just kind of get you prepared for that. All right, so let's get this out. It's a 15 and a 16 millimeter. And put that on that side. Put this on this side. Now, let's see if we can't get in there. I think I might need a little bit of an extension. Yeah. I'm going to need the bigger 15. Don't have that on my set. So let's get it out of, let's sneak it out of this one. Okay, so that's coming off pretty good. And now we can loosen it up from this side. So that's that bolt. So we know it's sitting there like that. Put that there. All right. And since we've pre-lubed it, everything's sliding out nice and easy. Okay, good. All right. So next we'll get these two bolts up here. I think these are either 15 or 16. 15. So let's use this one. So Sometimes I like my power tools just because it makes things a little bit faster. Okay, so we got that one out of the way. And this next side, I'm going to need a little bit of an extension to get in there. Get a little bit more. See how much swing action I can get in here. Smaller extension. This one's a little bit too long. This might be plenty. I think I went a little overkill on that one. Or did I? Yeah, a little bit. Okay. So we got that loosened up good. A couple more turns. There we go. Now that one's a little blind, but you can all kind of figure out what I got going on there. Okay, now what you want to do is while you still have everything in place there, you want to get your pry bar. And what you're doing is you're prying back on this a little bit because you're making some room so you can get the new one in there. So you just want to bend this down just a hair so everything moves and can come out. And then on this, on the knuckle here, just want to give that a couple wedges back and forth. Just so that can fall out easier on you. Okay, so we're almost there. Now let's get a hammer. Here's my hammer. We'll just tap that down, and then kind of wiggle. Piece out. So that's your old control arm. Here's your new one. Alright, so your new ball joint. And again, let's spray all this stuff down so everything kind of slides in better. And I want to spray some new lube on top of this so that it all kind of drips in nice and good. Right. So I kind of put it in an angle like this, and then you want to kind of turn it underneath. That in a little bit better, and then push this out of the way. We'll have to angle that a little bit with a little bit of a wrench. Okay, that's a little bit too much, so I'll bring it back. Okay. So I'm going to list a little bit more back like so. So we can kind of get a good angle going up in there. Okay, I'll slide that back into its spot. And we're kind of like right there. Okay. Back into place. Okay, we're going to loosely put one of the bracket bolts over on this side, just to kind of, so it doesn't slip down on us. Just get a couple turns with the threads. And we'll get that pushed up. A couple love taps with a rubber mallet should do it. That'll slip in once we start getting this a little better situated. So great, with your pry bar. You want to kind of line that hole up. And you don't want to hit the rubber grommets on this, but you kind of want to help situate that. So that's going to go up and into that hole better. Okay. And just use your pry bar, and you'll be able to shimmy that in place a little bit better. All right. A couple love taps. All right, and just get it to a point where you're going to be able to twist it back up into its spot. And then this, same thing, we want to kind of open that up a little bit. Grab the smaller pry bar. And then you just want to wiggle it back up into its spot. So let's put this other side in over here. So got the threads going there. And then we should have this one lined up, but let's make certain we got it up here. Okay, so we're right at the threads. Don't over tighten or tap it in with the threads there. No, we'll go this. All right, so we'll go there. One click, and then we'll tighten it by hand, because we definitely don't want this to strip this one up here. So pull all into place. Okay. Then torque it to spec, and we're okay there. Tighten these down. Now we're by hand. All right, torque this to spec. Okay, good there. Let's get in with this one. Okay, torque to spec. All right. Like I said, this one is she's being a hair difficult, but we'll get that. All right, so I had to stop the video because this bolt was actually stripped out, so I had to get another one to get this ball joint connected to the bottom. Basically, something to look out for is that the new control arm, the ball joint that's under there, it's a little snugger than the old one. So what happened was, as I was putting this through, it basically stripped the threads off. So I had to lightly file down a little groove in the ball joint that goes through here. So basically, right where the separation is where I had to file down on the ball joint itself. Let me get the old control arm to show you. So I was going to film the process, but it was a little bit of a pain in the butt. So what I did was, I just took a Dremel tool with a file on it, and then I just put like a little notch on that ball joint. So if you can see that from the side, it's just a little notch, just enough to give clearance on the threads. I don't know if that has to do with the just the angle that it was going in. I was trying everything. Anyway, that's probably a quick little hint and trick on this. And then other than that, that looks like it's good. All these bolts are torqued down to spec, including that one. So that was your kind of quick and easy lower ball joint control arm on your Chevy Cobalt. So next video we'll be doing in a couple weeks. We'll be going over this control arm, and again, how to deal with this top little portion up here. But anyway, Brian from Garage Wall, thanks for watching, and be safe out there.